This is Mr. Precella, hello, and today we're continuing working problems dealing with percent. We're going to see some, in a little bit, we're dealing with taxes and inflation, and so hopefully by now you've had a chance to read in the book and watch the video from the section of the book. So let's see, we were up to number 13. Let's see what it says. A record company reports that in 2009, downloaded music album sales were 636% of what they were in 2005. If there were 11.9 million albums downloaded in 2005, how many were downloaded in 2009? Well, 2009 was 636%. So we're going to need to write that percent as a decimal. We always got to do that. So moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, that would be 6.36. And we're just going to use percent times base equals amount. The 6 is the 636%. So 6.36 times, the base is that 2005 amount, 11.9. So let's see what we would get. Let's see. Let me clear all of that. Let me see. How can I put my calculator? Okay, so I'm going to go 6.36 times 11.9, 75.684. We're told to round this to one decimal place, so that would be what, a 75.7. So in 2009, there were 75.7 million albums downloaded, whereas in 2005, there were 11.9 million. Okay, so 75.9, excuse me, 75.7. Be sure to write that percent as a decimal. Okay. Now, let me see if I can find the next one we're doing, number 14. Let's see, number 14. Okay. Summarized on the right is the sale in thousands of the 5 best-selling cars in 2008. What percent of the sales of these 5 cars was due to car C? Well, that would be 96 cars out of how many? I'm just going to write it like this. 96 out of, add up all of those cars. 126 plus 124 plus 96 plus 151 plus 120. If I'm adding those right, well, let me go ahead and do that. 126 plus 124 plus 96 plus 151 plus 120, adding those up, 617. So how do I convert 96 over 617 to a percent? Well, I'm just going to stick it into my calculator. 96 divided by 617, and then I'll multiply by 100 to move that decimal point 2 places. So here goes. 96 divided by 617 times 100, 15.559. We're told to round this to 2 decimal places. So what would that be? 15 I'm rounding to 2 decimal places. That second 5 after the decimal point will become a 6 rounded. There. Okay. Let's see what number 15 is. Summarized on the right is the sale in thousands of the 5 best-selling cars in 2007. What percent greater were the sales of D than A? So what percent greater was D than A? The thing after the than, that's the base amount. This is a percent change. So do y'all remember that little formula for percent change? Let me see if I have room to write it. Percent change is new amount minus base amount divided by base amount. The base amount here, thing after the than, is car A. So we're going to go 155 minus 134 all over 134. Well, the 155 minus 134, that's a 21 over 134. So convert that to a percent by saying 21 divided by 134 times 100. Okay. Let me get my calculator and punch that in. Okay, so 21 divided by 134 times 100. We're trying to round to 2 decimal places. So 15.67%. 15.67%. Okay. Now, number 16. Oh, it looks like someone's getting a raise. A person earns $17,300 1 year and gets a 5% raise in salary. What is the new salary? Let's first of all calculate the raise, and then we'll just add it to this original salary to get his new salary. So how much is the amount of the raise? The raise is 5%. So how do we write that as a decimal? 0.05 of his current salary, $17,300. So 17,300 times 0.05, $865. So that's the amount of his raise, his or her. And now, to get the new salary, we're just going to, so his new salary would be the old salary plus the amount of his raise. Is that going to be 18,165 if I'm doing that correctly in my head? So his new salary, $18,165. We're just sort of flying through, working on these homework problems here. Let's see, where's my next sheet? I think we still have 3 more to go. Oh, let's see. What's this? Okay, this is a tax table. Let's look at that. Use the tax table to the right to calculate the federal income tax due for a taxable income of $25,000. But did y'all see tables like this in the book or in the videos? if your taxable income is over, so this is for your taxable, the lower bounds, but not over. So if your taxable income is somewhere in between there, then the tax is this much plus this percent of the amount over. So take a moment and look over that table. Make sure you understand what the heck it's saying. Because we're told, okay, let's use this table to find the tax on a 25,000, someone whose income is 25,000. That would be right out here. 25,000 is between 7,550 and 30,650. So that person's going to owe $775 plus 15%, that's 0.15, of what? 15% of the amount over 7,550. So he's not going to pay 15% on the whole 25,000. He's just paying 15% of the amount over 7,550. That would be, to find the amount over 7,550, you would subtract the 7,550 from the 25,000. So subtract those, and that's the thing you're going to multiply by 15%, which I wrote immediately as 0.15, and then add to 775. If you want to make this all just one step, or if you want to break it up like 25,000 minus 7,550. So the amount over 7,550 was 17,450. Multiply that by 0.15% and add that 775. Or if you have a calculator like mine, if you want to punch it in, let me see. Let me look at that closely. Oh, did y'all notice that? Why didn't anyone say anything? It's not 775, it's 755. So right here, let me change that in red. This should be 755. Okay? So I wanted to show the other way. You could just punch it straight in the way I have it written. 755 plus 0.15 parentheses 25. Ooh, can y'all see that? It's sort of hard with the glare. 25,000 minus 7,550. $3,372.50. So the amount of tax this person's going to have to pay, $3,372.50. Now when it says type an integer or a decimal, you don't really choose. What it means is if the answer is a decimal, you type the decimal. You can't just decide to type an integer. Well, again, that should have been a 755 right there. I wrote 775. So let's see if I can do this next one without miscopying anything. It's the same type of problem, same type of table. Let's see. This income is $77,000. So that would be between 74,200 and 154,800. So this is the table we're looking at. And we want to calculate the income tax. So looking at this, it's $15,107.50 plus 28% of the amount over 74,200. So the 77,000 minus 74,000 200. So I'm subtracting those in order to get the amount over 74,200. Ooh, is that hard to read, that pink writing? Let me see if I can punch it in here where it's easier to see. Okay. If I go 15,107.5 plus 0.28 parentheses 77,000 minus 74,200. Let's see, I didn't miscopy anything there. Close parentheses, enter. What are we getting? $15,891.50. Just write it in black. $15,891.50. Okay. Now, any questions on how those little income tax tables there that we're looking at? Okay. So it was this line, so $15,107.50 plus 28% of the amount over. Oh, wait. Now, what about number 19? The Consumer Price Index, CPI, is a measure of inflation obtained by comparing current prices with base prices in 1982 to 1984. Use this information to complete the missing item in the following table for ice cream. Okay, so we're going to calculate the percent of increase in the price of ice cream. Okay. Now, to calculate a percent of increase, that's that percent change formula that we've been using. That's the new amount. That would be the future amount, the 2009 amount, minus the base amount divided by the base amount. Ooh, let me lift this up so y'all can see it better. So the new amount is the 189.2 minus the base amount. That's the amount in 2000. So we're calculating the percent of increase of ice cream using the Consumer Price Index. So by how much did that ice cream increase? By going from 2000 to 2009. Well, let's see, subtracting, are we going to get what, 32.4, is it 32.4 on top over 156.8? Well, let's convert that to a percent. How do we do that? Hopefully you mastered this converting to percent using your calculator. You'll go 32.4 times 156.8 divided by 100. Hear that? $32.4 times, no, I messed up my time. This should be divided by, and that should be times, what the heck am I doing? 32.4 divided by 156.8 times 100. Ooh. 32.4 divided by 156.8 times 100. So I'm showing 20 point, Let's see, how are we told to round this? Oh, we're not. But we should know for these to round to 1 decimal point place, okay? Round this to 1 decimal place. So make a note when you're working with consumer price index. Notice how everything's 1 decimal place. You're going to round it to 1 decimal place. Round to 1 decimal place. So using the consumer price index, we see that the price of ice cream has increased 20.7% from the year 2000 to the year 2009. Okay, nice little applications here. Percents, you see them all the time. Okay. Another place you see percents is with interest. So here we saw a little bit about inflation and taxes, and in our next discussion we're going to be discussing interest. That's another place you see taxes percentages a lot. So try to take time and read the next assignment over interest before the next class period, and we will start discussing interest the next time. So thank you for listening, and try to stay caught up on the homework. Don't let it get far behind. Thank you.